Did you know what you wear to the gym might actually be affecting your gym performance by up to 26%? My name is Christopher Shore and I'm a 6th-year MD-PhD medical student. For today's video, I want to talk to you about exercise, and more specifically what you wear when you exercise. This might seem like a bit of a superficial topic at first, but I promise you by the end of the video, you won't be looking at your gym gear the same way ever again. As I was doing research on this topic, I actually learned a few things myself and I thought it might be worth sharing. With that, are you ready? Let's go. Firstly, let's get up to speed about the human body. You likely already know this through personal experience, but when we exercise, our bodies undergo a huge physiological shift. When we exercise, our core body temperatures increase, our sweat glands activate, and our muscles demand a surge of oxygen and nutrients. Our heart rate increases while blood flow gets redirected from places like our gut to places like our muscles and our lungs. The body essentially transforms from rest mode to go mode with one goal: keep the system running without overheating. This is where clothing can come into play. What you wear determines how well your body can perform. Let's start with the basic mechanics of clothing. Clothing is meant to protect us from our environments. Clothing can keep us dry, can keep us warm, can protect us from the sun. At baseline resting position, this can be great, keeping us towards a core body temperature of around 37 to 38 degrees Celsius. When our temperature goes above that though, our bodies activate cooling mechanisms that require energy. When our bodies overheat, blood flow is pushed to the skin to enable evaporative cooling and heat radiation. If this process is slowed or stopped, fatigue can start early or worse, a complete shutdown of the body can occur. Clothes that help us regulate our body temperature are therefore an essential part to having our best workout performance. Researchers at the University of Colorado Boulder found that temperature regulating clothing improved athletic performance up to 26%. One of the biggest mistake people make when starting out going to the gym is wearing fabrics that don't help with temperature regulation. Often, the biggest fabric mistake is wearing cotton. Cotton is everywhere. Cotton is genuinely comfortable, it's soft, and is often mixed with other fabrics such as polyester. However, cotton isn't great for working out, and because it absorbs sweat and holds it against the skin, which might actually sound like a cooling property, but it actually prevents evaporation that your body needs to regulate its temperature. In addition, because cotton holds sweat, the clothes get wet, heavy, and overheated. I will mention, however, that some people intentionally train in cotton, like boxers. Think Rocky Balboa training in his gray sweats. Part of the intention there is to overwork the body, cut weight, and push through resistance. Instead, most people can benefit from moisture-wicking fabrics like polyester, nylon, polypropylene, or bamboo, which work much differently. Fabrics like these actively pull sweat away from the skin and evaporate quickly. Finding breathable clothing, like garments with mesh panels under the arms, across the back, or along the sides, can allow air to circulate through the clothing, not just around it. For cold weather training, you probably want a combination of both moisture wicking and insulation. Yes, you still sweat in winter. Wearing layers allows your body to pull sweat away from your skin, but also keep you warm and dry. Without this, you can have what I call a cold sheet effect, where wet fabric can drop your core temperature the moment you stop moving. Not just uncomfortable, but pretty tricky for muscle recovery too. What you wear determines how you feel. Here's something you might not have thought of. What you wear determines how you feel. There's a concept in psychology called enclothed cognition. The idea here is that the clothing that you wear physically influence the physiological state and by extension your behavior and your performance. When you put on proper workout gear, such as your running shoes, your compression leggings, your moisture-wicking top, your brain receives a message: it's time to train. That shift from relaxation mode to activity mode is the form of psychological priming. Over time, that ritual can become a powerful cue for you to have consistent exercise habits. Studies have found that style, fit, and color of your clothing directly impacts your mood, your behavior, and your confidence. Well-fitted, supportive activewear can make a huge difference and make you feel capable, and on the contrary, ill-fitted clothing can do quite the opposite. Improper sized clothing can restrict movement, lead to injuries, and or be an outright distraction from what you're doing. And distractions are the enemy of a great workout. Let's talk about washing, because even the best gear in the world underperforms if you don't maintain it properly. Bacteria can accumulate quickly in warm and moist environments. Bacteria release byproducts that produce odors that can make you stink at the gym. From a medical standpoint, not washing your workout clothes regularly can cause skin irritation, folliculitis, and or fungal infections, such as athlete's foot. I recommend these 4 steps to keeping your gear in good shape. Number 1, clean with cold water only. Hot water can degrade the elastic fibers in athletic clothing. Number 2, skip the fabric softener. Fabric softeners coat clothing in a thin layer of chemicals, usually cationic surfactants that make clothing feel softer, but this can destroy your moisture-wicking properties of your clothes. Number 3, air dry when possible, or use low temperature drying if you can. High dryer heat breaks down fabrics like spandex and elastane. And lastly, number 4, turn your clothes inside out when you wash them. This protects the outer fabric and helps make sure the detergent reaches the inner surface where the bacteria often accumulate. Here are my recommendations for each physical activity. For cardiovascular activities like running, it's probably best to wear something slightly loose fitting with mesh for ventilation. In colder weather, a moisture-wicking base with a light mid-layer or a windbreaker can tie you off once you're warmed up. For weightlifting, it's best to wear form-fitting clothing. Loose clothing can catch on equipment, which is a real risk. Short sleeves or tanks can give you full shoulder range of motion, which you might need for pressing, pulling, or overhead work. For high-intensity interval training or HIIT, the focus is on maximum mobility and maximum ventilation. This is a hybrid of cardio and lifting. Prioritize high-traction shoes here. Lastly, yoga and Pilates. Fabrics that are form-fitting and four-way stretch that can move fully with your body without bunching up or shifting are important here. Compression leggings or fitted tops allow for you or your instructor to check your alignment throughout a session. To close out, my hope is that this video taught you something new to help you feel like the best you when you're at the gym. Proper gym clothes aren't about vanity. It's about giving your body the tools it needs to do what it's trying to do best. Regulate its temperature, stay focused, and perform at the highest level. I recommend starting out with 3 to 5 quality pieces. You can then rotate them, care for them, and choose them with intention. Your body might thank you for it. My name is Christopher Shore. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.